I'm your host, the guy that is almost always a saint, rarely a sitter, and has the mentality of a certified winner, John Arhitis, and we're here to give you the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So, first, let's talk a little bit about U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, and obviously this is going to be a topic for many, many months. But first of all, we heard from Hudson County Democratic Organization Chair Anthony Vanieri, and a lot of people had things to say about this statement, or lack thereof in many circles. Not everyone was particularly delighted about a lot of words to say what they felt was not really a whole heck of a lot. So we're going to talk about that and the political implications over here. And we're also going to talk about earlier this week, we got a tentative trial date set in this case with Senator Menendez, his wife, and 3 New Jersey businessmen. And basically here, what you're going to see is this date's going to move a whole bunch of times. We're going to compare this to the previous trial. We have something right before the primary for next year, but again, that's not going to hold, and I'll explain that all in further detail. We're also talking about what's going on with Jersey City Police off-duty details and the relationship to this parade that just happened last week. And we're also going to talk a little bit what's going on in Hoboken with these city council races and the 8th District congressional race. And with those races just a little over a month away, today I'm happy to have my guest be Hoboken 5th Ward Councilman Phil Cohen. So all that and a little bit more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Hudson County View, live and uncut, John Arhitis. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the Hudson County Democratic Organization and U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. So, as we've talked about extensively already, we know that the senior senator of New Jersey is facing this 3-count bribery indictment. Basically, him and his wife, Nadine, are accused of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash, Mercedes, mortgage payments, gold bars, and other lavish gifts in exchange for the senator to peddle his influence. So now we saw that within probably 4 or so hours of the indictment being unsealed, that was just 2 Fridays ago, we saw Governor Phil Murphy and now a whole bunch of other Democratic U.S. senators, including Cory Booker and about 2 dozen others, have come out. And we also heard from some county chairs in Passaic, in Middlesex, and in Essex, who is also the state chair, come out and say that the senator needs to resign. So with that, we finally got a statement from HCDO Chair Anthony Vanieri about Friday at 5 p.m. or so. And, well, let me just give you a taste. In an effort to give Senator Menendez an opportunity to speak out on these troublesome accusations, and in recognition of his 5 decades of service, during which the senator has consistently delivered for our residents, the Hudson County Democratic Organization has not commented on the indictment against him and has declined to either join calls for his resignation or offer support. Senator Menendez will have to make his own choice on whether or not he can continue to effectively carry out the duties of his office while working to clear his name, and I trust that he will come to a resolution that is right for the people of New Jersey. I understand the opinion of Democratic leaders from throughout the state and the nation who have weighed in thus far on that important question. So, all in all, basically saying we're going to continue to remain neutral, which is something that we've known since the day the indictment came out. So, there was a bit of confusion as to why this was released at the time that it was, but this is where we are. And he concluded by saying that we cannot ignore the new political reality that this indictment has caused, which to me says that there is a pretty strong undercurrent that the HCDO will not support him next year in the event that he does decide to run off the line. Now, U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, of course, is a former HCDO chair. He's a former Union City mayor. He's represented North Hudson and Jersey City in the state legislature and then in Congress. So the fact that they're hesitant to make a statement against him is not surprising to anyone that's been following along for probably more than just a couple months. But if they're not going to support him for re-election next year, it's that would certainly be a wrinkle, because a lot of people are still entertaining the possibility of Menendez running offline. And with one county, I don't really think anybody could win in a statewide race. But if you take that out of the equation, I think it makes it a lot more difficult to seriously consider that this is something that can happen. Now, to date, again, the HCDO hasn't had a whole heck of a lot to say on this. You've seen Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala, who is a potential 8th district congressional candidate, come out and call for the resignation, as has Second Ward Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher and Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, a gubernatorial candidate and a longtime political adversary of Menendez. So, with that, let's talk a little bit about what's going on procedurally in the courts. So, we saw here on Monday that the senator and the other 4 co-defendants had their case heard in front of U.S. District Court Judge Cindy H. Stein. And basically, they set a bunch of these deadlines for the case. And the long story short, the last day for the government to produce discovery is December 4th. Any defense motions must be filed by January 8th, with responses then due on January 29th, and any reply is due by February 5th. So this would be a pretty expedited timeline. Obviously, the accusations are serious. And the trial date's tentatively set right now for May 6th at 9:30. Which would be just under a month before the U.S. Senate primary. That's June 4th, 2024. And that's also after the filing deadline would have passed by about a month. So while this all is exciting in theory, this is not going to come to fruition in all likelihood. And I'll explain that last time when U.S. Senator Menendez was indicted, that was April 1st, 2015. And the initial trial date was set for just a little over 3 months later. That was about mid-August of 2015. The trial didn't actually happen. It didn't start until September 5th, 2017. And that's where he was accused of using his influence to aid friend and political donor Solomon Melgen, and that ended in a hung jury. So, this is going to be something that drags on well beyond the primary, and I would speculate that probably well beyond Senator Menendez's time in office. Now, speaking about veteran politicians and their time in office, let's talk a little bit about former Governor Jim McGreevey. Of course, it's no secret to us folks that he is seriously considering a run for Jersey City mayor, and in a letter that went to homeowners on Saturday, he said that he's going to be getting some working groups together and would like to see homeowners participate. So he wrote, after resigning from the governor's office, attending seminary, and building a reentry organization dedicated to those searching for second chances, whether from prison, jail, addiction treatment, or combat veterans, I am considering pursuing candidacy for mayor of Jersey City. As I make this decision, I hear time and time again from working families of the cost of property taxes. A home is among the most precious belongings of a family, of an individual. Not to belabor the point, but for most families, a home is their most considerable and expensive asset. So he goes on to say that there were 7 things that he'd like to consider here: public safety, community well-being, economic development, education, housing affordability, responsible government and taxes, and quality of life. And this was paid for by the McGreevey Civic Association. So when we come back, I'm going to sit down with Hoboken 5th Ward Councilman Phil Cohen.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Hudson County View live and uncut. John Arhitis. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, today I'm joined with Hoboken 5th Ward Councilman Phil Cohen. Councilman, thanks for coming in.
Good to be here, John.
Excellent. So now when we look at the dynamic for the race where you were first elected to the seat, obviously it was a vacant seat. At the time, Councilman Peter Cunningham decided not to run. You had yourself and two newcomers facing off. And this time you have a head-to-head. And of course, you're the councilman, and both times you have the support of the mayor. But, you know, it's two, I think, quite different dynamics. So when you're looking at the two races, like, how does that change your approach, if at all? And why do you still think you're the best person for the job?
Well, I have to say, being an incumbent and running on a record is a lot easier in some ways than introducing yourself as a newcomer yourself. I'd never run for city council before 4 years ago, and I've been busy communicating with the people I represent and serving them for the last 4 years. So I'm able to talk to them. I mean, I have my Coffee with Cohen events. I'm about to have my 88th Coffee with Cohen event next week. I do a newsletter every 2 weeks. I've worked on many issues and a lot of constituent services. So when I'm going to people's doors, and I've now knocked on over 3,000 doors, when I talk to people, it's based on my accomplishments in my service and what I've done, as opposed to introducing myself as someone who they know from a hole in the wall, essentially. The fact that you have the endorsement and support of the mayor isn't really that important to the people when you're at the door. What's important to them is who you are, what are your values, and how is it that you plan to serve them. And that's the message that I've been taking, and I've been hearing really good positive feedback.
Okay. Yeah, now, you know, I obviously published the one letter to the editor. One resident was really happy what you were able to do with rent, and I got another one sitting in the queue. On the other side of the coin, though, there are people that have said something to the extent that basically whatever the administration puts forth, you're just going to vote yes. I mean, what would you say in, contrast to that?
Well, I would say that first, I'm proud to have the support of the mayor. He supported me 4 years ago. But when we have differences, we air them out. We talk about them. I don't agree with the mayor on everything. And when I don't agree with him, we have a respectful working relationship, and I'm able to air those issues behind closed doors professionally, so that when I'm in a public setting, it's not about embarrassing or shaming or trying to play a game of gotcha, which was a lot of what was happening, with the councilman before me. So that's not the way I govern. I try to be professional in my approach to all the issues and deal with them seriously. I don't think I think the number one priority that I have is taking care of the people of the 5th Ward, answering their questions and delivering results. And I'm proud of what I've done.
Now, on that point, is there a scenario or a situation here where the residents of the 5th Ward really opposed something the administration wanted, and you therefore had to vote against?
That really hasn't, nothing really comes to mind in that regard. There have definitely been contentious issues, and there always are. But ultimately, I do what I think is in the best interest of the people that I represent. So, really, again, I think the people that I've represented have said to me that they're happy with the direction of the city. They feel good about the way things are going. and that they feel good about the service that I provided them as a council person. So, but it's an issue by issue thing. Every meeting is different, every agenda is different, and so yeah, I take everything as it comes.
Got it. All right. Now, talking about contentious issues, obviously Hoboken cannabis has not gone as smoothly as some would have liked. We had this ruling at Hudson County Superior Court 8 days ago. Obviously, the Blue Violets application before the planning board that also had council approval got vacated. What do you think of this decision, and what are the implications?
Well, I feel bad for this business. I really do. It's a young couple. They're not one of these, big industrial corporate conglomerates that are in the cannabis industry. They're a young couple. They've poured their life savings into this business. They followed all the rules. They got all the approvals necessary. The city council had authorized this location where they had built it out. They were ready to open, and the rug has basically been pulled out from under them based on a lawsuit that's been filed by my opponent. I've heard from a lot of supporters of this business that they're frustrated as well. I think they had assumed that things were rolling forward towards opening up this dispensary. And I think I've heard that a number of them may be coming to our city council meeting tonight. And I, for one, am looking forward to what they have to say, and I'll be listening. So
according to the ruling, the judge said that, in fact, they didn't follow all the rules because they didn't meet all the dates and the rules and regulations laid out by the council and the planning board. And I guess to some extent the Cannabis Review Board too. So, we don't have a full opinion in writing yet, but based on what you've seen and heard, what do you think of his interpretation here?
Well, all I've seen is a 2-sentence order. I haven't seen any full decision. The order vacated the ruling of the planning board. It was a unanimous ruling of the planning board. The planning board was advised by their counsel that everything was done timely and appropriately. People can make creative legal arguments, for sure. I'm not familiar with the judge's reasoning other than the fact that he vacated something that every lawyer who's advised the city along the way has said was appropriate. So they may appeal it. They may seek a stay of the ruling pending appeal that would allow them to open while they were taking this up to a higher level. This may not be the final legal word. I don't know.
Very good, Councilman. Perfect timing. We're just going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-20.
Hudson County View live and uncut. Still John Arhitis, still here with Hoboken 5th Ward Councilman Phil Cohen. So let's talk about the Menendezes and the potential impacts here on Hoboken. So first, just straightforward, should Senator Menendez resign?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Well, I've read what Governor Murphy has said. I've read what Senator Booker has said. Senator Booker is probably his closest friend in the Senate. He supported him at his trial, and even Senator Booker believes that it's appropriate. And for those reasons, I agree.
All right, simple. Now, the other thing is we know that there was a poll over the weekend, and we heard about a week prior to that Mayor Ball is seriously considering a bid for Congress in the 8th District. We know the representative right now is Rob Menendez, who's the son of the senator. And this could have some implications on a whole bunch of things, Hoboken, including these council races. So how do you see this shaking out? Obviously, there's no formal announcement, but looks like we're trending in that direction as of this moment.
Well, not only is there no formal announcement, but he may decide not to run at all.
Yes.
So, I was spending the holiest day of the Jewish year in Temple, atoning for my sins, and I came out and got these words. I hadn't heard about this happening. I've spoken to the mayor a few times since that announcement. Both of those discussions have been about being fully engaged on the issues of the city of Hoboken. And to be honest, the race that I'm focused on right now is happening November 7th.
Makes a lot of sense, from your perspective at least. So now let's talk, again, these policy issues that impact the 5th. So when we're talking about rats, cleanliness, and the streeteries, and there is a new streetery ordinance up tonight, as you're all aware. What do you think about the job that the city's done thus far, and what do you think still needs to be done to try to nip this in the bud here?
Well, I've worked hard on these issues, John. We expedited a brand new containerization rule. I saw New York City is going to have containerization of garbage starting in March of next year. Hoboken started it in August. So we're really way out front and trying to, and this is not just a Hoboken problem, this is a regional issue. So we've done that. I just had an ordinance that was passed and we waived the estoppel period for it for cleaning outdoor dining establishments. So that went in effect immediately. If there's any possibility for rodents to be harboring under the surfaces where people are dining outdoors, the restaurant has to come in with a plan, it's about 45 days from now, whether they put in trap doors, how they're going to access it and clean it on a daily basis. So I feel like, have we solved the problem? Of course not. But we've taken some major steps to go forward. I've been a big part of promoting that. You see, instead of garbage bags out on the street on collection day, you see garbage cans with lids. The city is distributing over 3,000 lidded containers. So there's a lot of good that's happening. But it is, as you were saying on your other segment, it's an ongoing fight. And we're going to be hearing about this for a long time because these rodents are wily creatures and, we're fighting Mother Nature.
Understandable, yeah. NYC, of course, this has been ongoing, and now we're seeing some rats in Jersey City. So, yeah, also it's going to be a group effort, I'm sure, to some extent, too. Now, a little random, but bear with me on this one. A few weeks ago, one of your colleagues, Councilwoman Jen Giattino of the 6th Ward, was on, and she, as you know, took some umbrage with the signatures one of her opponents got, Lauren Myers. And, she recounted this thing from 2019 where, as a candidate, you notarized a petition for candidate A, and then candidate B put his name on the petition, and he ended up withdrawing. But she basically said that this, again, shows that Team Bala doesn't play by the rules, and they're always trying to sneak an advantage in, so on and so forth. I don't know if you saw it, but what do you think about that? Obviously it's old, it's from 2019, but it came up relatively recently, so I wanted your thoughts.
Well, I'll say this, John. I've been involved with the Hoboken Democratic Party for a long time. You were at the meeting when I was elected chair of the party in 2018. Right. I've been elected as a representative of the 5th Ward, 3rd District back to 2007. Recruiting candidates to serve on the Democratic Committee is always an effort. We've recruited a lot of people. There's 70 some odd people. There was a misunderstanding with respect to this candidate, and the candidate withdrew, never even appeared on the ballot. So, I understand what Ms. Giattino is saying, but, what I understood with respect to her is that there were more than enough petitions to run against her, and she basically was saying things about Lauren Myers, who's a newcomer, who's working really hard, who collected a lot of petitions to run, and, she's not entitled to that seat. She's entitled to have an opponent, and, I think Lauren Myers is working hard.
All right, thanks for that, Phil. So we're almost at time. Anything, just leave the floor open for a moment. Anything you wanted to address we didn't touch on?
Well, sure. The 5th Ward has changed since I was elected in 2019. We've opened Resilient City Park. It holds 2 million gallons of stormwater retention. It's beautiful. It's transformed the 5th Ward. When we were here 4 years ago, John, I don't know if you remember, but you showed me a picture of a park near ShopRite.
Yes.
That was littered and kind of gross. That park is now sodded and watered and clean and a beautiful parklet. I worked with ShopRite on that issue. We have to continue the fight for rebuild by design. There's more work to be done, and I'm looking forward to continuing to serving the people of the Fourth Ward to get that work done.
All right, Phil.
Fifth Ward.
That happens.
Ruben's got the Fourth Word. I'll take the fifth.
All right, you caught yourself, so it's all good.
Yep.
Thank you very much for joining me. Always a pleasure, Phil.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Okay.
And we'll see you at the debate on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-76.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
View live and uncut. John R. Hydus. So just a couple minutes to go, folks. So first of all, we did hear from the New Jersey Attorney General's office. Now, as we're awaiting that investigation into the fatal shooting of Andrew Washington, they actually gave us the outcome from a grand jury, a state grand jury that is, in a shooting that occurred back in May of last year. So this was actually an incident where there was a man walking in front of this BP gas station in Ward B, and he has the woman in a headlock. He has a gun. Eventually, he ends up firing the gun. He shot the woman, and fortunately, she lived. And then a police officer shot the man twice, and he did not live. So any incident that is fatal and that involves a police officer fatally shooting someone, that it goes to the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability, and it's presented to a grand jury. And of course, that's going to include photographs, interviews, medical records, video footage, the autopsy results. And the man who was killed in this incident was Joseph Robertson, 59. And long story short, no bill was returned, meaning no criminal charges should be filed against police officer Omar Polanco. And of course, he's part of the Jersey City Police Department. So that's an incident that wasn't terribly controversial. Again, once that surveillance and body camera came out, it seemed pretty evident that this was something that, of course, tragic, but seemed like there wasn't really many other ways to go about it. Now, real quick, a lawsuit out of Bayonne here. Hudson County Superior Court, beginning of September. It's a little unusual. You have this contractor that does demolition work saying that a property owner owes him $8,000 after he demolished his house in April. So a quote here says, the city of Bayonne inspected defendant's property and determined that the remaining structure needed to be immediately demolished because it was structurally unsafe and posed a serious hazard. The plaintiff agreed to assist with the demolition and conducted a bunch of work, water and sewer lines, excavation. I could go on, but he claims $8,000 is still owed, and we couldn't get any comment from either party. So that's kind of an unusual one. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a week. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.